talks about. So today we're going to be talking about the hearing that was broadcast yesterday all over the world on YouTube in the Johnny Depp versus NGN. This was the request for an appeal hearing that was done yesterday. Now, contrary to the US, the law is different in the UK, and over there they have to request an appeal. They don't automatically get an appeal, and that's what this hearing was about. And it was different for a number of reasons, but one mainly is that it was broadcast on YouTube. So we got the opportunity, everyone in the world has the opportunity to watch this trial as it happened. And boy, was it amazing. We got to hear Johnny's attorney's request also to admit evidence, new evidence that wasn't available to them during the trial. You see, Johnny's team believed during the trial that the $7 million that AH was awarded in their divorce settlement, they believed that she had never donated it, as she publicly stated on numerous occasions, and as the mainstream media sang her praises for doing, and as she even stated in one of her 7 witness statements that was submitted in the UK trial. But they didn't have that proof. Well, after the trial, they got that proof. You see, AH's statement that was submitted in the UK trial read, "I remained financially independent from him the whole time we were together, and the entire amount of my divorce settlement was donated to charity." That's her exact statement in the UK trial. And one of the things that Johnny's attorney pointed out, Mr. Caldecott, and I apologize if I butchered his name, but I feel like he should be named. He should be getting some praises. He pointed out that the judge, and anybody for that matter, that having the knowledge of this, and as he put it, extraordinary act of philanthropy, it gave her an unfair advantage, and it gave Johnny an unfair disadvantage. He said that even the subliminal message, it gave her an advantage. And he also pointed out that even though AH and her attorneys made several attempts to get this information even though Johnny's attorneys made several attempts before the trial to get the proof, AH and her attorneys, they did everything they could to stop them from getting it. And in fact, they succeeded during the trial. She even at one point moved to have this evidence made confidential so that no one would ever see it. But they managed, after the trial, CHLA was able to finally get a statement that they sent to AH that said, well, we received the $100,000 on your behalf from Mr. Depp, but we were wondering, are we ever going to get the rest of this? See, for those who might be watching this later on down the line, we were also in the midst of a worldwide pandemic when this trial was being heard. So CHLA was understaffed at the time, and they were not able to get this evidence to Johnny and his attorneys until after the trial. But AH, she knew. That's why she tried so hard to stop the subpoenas, to stop this evidence from ever being known. But, well, they got it. So that's what he's requesting here, is to have it put in as new evidence, because I think Johnny's attorney is right. If the judge had have known this before the hearing or during the trial, if he'd have known that she never did donate that $7 million, that statement of this is not the act of a gold digger, well, I think he wouldn't have been able to make it. And see, that's what Johnny's attorney was saying, is that he even used this in his answer as to why he found Johnny guilty. But had he have known, well, then he wouldn't have been able to say that. Now, whether it would have been a different outcome or not, I don't know, because we do know that he had several ties to AH and to NGN. So I don't know if it would have changed it, but with a regular judge, this would have made a difference. Johnny's attorney also pointed out that the audio that was given as evidence in this trial was not given the same weight as her testimony. Yet in that audio, she's talking to Johnny, just like if you're talking to your spouse or your whoever. And he points out how she berated him in these audios and how she admitted to hitting him in these audios. Yet the judge gave this no weight. He gave her testimony more weight. That's not, that should not have happened. And that's one of the things he was pointing out. And he even says, in one of these audios, you can tell that she is not, as she puts in her statements and in her testimony, a woman who was in fear for her life. And he talks about this and some other things. And what he's putting into evidence here is that these all go to her character. And had this evidence been available, and had these things been weighed correctly, her character would have been highly questionable. And see, for NGN, they had no defense without AH. So had these things been used correctly, and had they had the correct evidence, the outcome more than likely would have been different. Then NGN got their chance to talk, and I'm just going to have to read it straight from my notes because I was spending a lot of time cursing, and at one point I thought my head would explode. They basically talked in circles. They tried to replay the trial. They claimed that she made a pledge to give the money, not that she had donated it. And then they went on to say that a donation means a pledge, not that she had given the money. And that's when my head nearly exploded. I mean, it was nonsense. And they tried to say that Johnny's team should have tried harder to get this new evidence, even though AH and her attorneys were doing everything they could to keep them from having the new evidence. And even the judges at this point were kind of like, this is ridiculous. But Johnny's attorney had the chance for a rebuttal, and this is when the mic drop happened. He closed by saying, if this evidence is entirely untrue, then why did AH go to such lengths to suppress it? Now, we didn't get the ruling yesterday. They will give it out within 2 weeks in writing, so we'll know within 2 weeks. And if nothing else, the mainstream media, they had to report this. They had to tell the world that she never donated a dime to children's charity, to a children's hospital at that matter. And so now the world knows. This is something we've known all along. She's a liar. And she's a liar who tried to ruin the very man that she committed what she claimed he did to her. She committed these things to him. She did these things to him. And now the world knows it. And the truth is going to always win out in the end. And Johnny's already gotten a victory in this right here. And I hope that he does get the justice he deserves. And if nothing else, she is ruined and her career is ruined. Couldn't happen to a nicer person. Let me know what you think. Did you get to watch the trial? What did you see in it? What do you think is going to happen? I'd love to know. And as always, please like this video, share this video. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And as always, until next time, be blessed.